Hello, I'm your unofficial Australian board game correspondent, and here's everything you need to know about the upcoming 2-player horror card game called Hellbreak. Hellbreak is an upcoming TCG that is officially licensed by Universal and is being fulfilled worldwide by Spin Master. And in a market that currently has so many different TCGs that all have these intellectual properties, it's about time that us horror fans really get in on the action, no matter how much it may cost. Now, what makes this really exciting is, well, Universal have such a iconic catalogue of horror characters, from all of the original monsters way back in God knows when, to even, more modern monsters. And we've seen so far confirmation that Jaws and even the aliens from A Quiet Place will be featured in the first set. But Universal is so massive, and there are so many different movies that they have been a part of that I guess I personally would love to see in this game. Now, when the game launches in October, there are 3 main products that you'll be able to find, hopefully, at all of your friendly local game stores. First, we have the 2-player starter set, which features Jaws and Dracula. And it's important to know that a lot of these cards might be similar to what we've seen so far in the print and play decks, but they are boasting to have 50 cards in each deck, as opposed to the 40 that we have seen so far. And who knows, they could be mechanically different as well. And I know for a fact that the art will be different too. And on top of that, in these starter sets, we'll be able to find some exclusive foils, which I really look forward to seeing what they will be able to pull off. Now, stepping up from that, we have the Collector Booster Bundle, which has 9 booster packs, exclusive foil promos, and a storage box, as well as an initiative coin and some tokens. This will be, I guess, closer, well, it's pretty much what Magic offers in their bundles, which is really good to, I guess, start your collection with, as, especially if you haven't played a lot of TCGs, being able to have something to store all your cards in is really cool. But it'll also just be, I guess, great for gifting. And it'd be interesting to see what the pull rates will be from the packs distributed in this product. And of course, we have the granddaddy, the booster box. It's really interesting that there are 13 cards per pack, and they're already saying that there will be 1 foil and 1 borderless in each pack, which really makes this a great game to start collecting, especially if you are a horror fan. So as of right now, there are only 4 officially confirmed licenses for this first set. We have Dracula, The Bride of Frankenstein, Jaws, and the Death Angels from A Quiet Place. It'll be interesting to see what surprises, I guess, are in store, or what we can kind of decipher based on little teasers that the Hellbreak social media team will be putting out there. But first, let's have a look at the rumor mill. So, Instagram user Blood and Malice, who are the first official fan account for Hellbreak, managed to find this article that was posted on an Italian board game website that looks like it may have come from Asmodee, and it lists a bunch of notable names here. But the only problem is the mentioning of the Demogorgon, and I believe that perhaps not all the information will be accurate, and maybe they've confused the Death Angels for the Demogorgon, which I don't know if it discredits the article, but it certainly is really interesting to see what information, I guess, has been found so far. But that was a really good find. And other findings you can find online are people talking about the conversations they had with staff members at the GAMA, which happened earlier this year, might have been a couple months ago. But a lot of people spoke about partnerships with Blumhouse and various Blumhouse properties. Of course, Blumhouse have been massive in the horror scene, not only with original IPs, but also being able to bring some of our favorite horror villains from the past back to life. There's an artwork here as well that's I'd like to look at, because we do know that the Bride of Frankenstein has been confirmed on the right side, but that knife on the left, if we can zoom in, boy, does that look rather familiar. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I do love Halloween and Michael Myers. And is this a Michael Myers tease? Are we going to see big old Mike in the Dawn of Terror set? I think no matter what, we are going to be super stoked with what Universal can do. I mean, look at what they're able to pull off each year for Halloween Horror Nights. the amount of movies and properties and the spectacle of it all, to have that kind of passion be brought into a TCG, they are, honestly, I reckon they're sitting on a gold mine here. And I think horror fans around the world will rejoice. We no longer have to, I guess, deal with Duskmourn or whatever plane Magic wants to throw that's horror adjacent, or even wait for secret layers of our favorite horror movies, as it's all going to be featured in Hellbreak when it comes out later this year. But yeah, I've been your unofficial Australian board game correspondent, and I guess stay tuned for more.